Welcome back, everybody. Today's multi-tool under the spotlight is the Boker Plus Atlas Multi. The Boker Atlas does not have scissors, it is just a knife. Unlike, sadly, the multi version does not come in copper or brass. The Boker Atlas, the basic one without the scissors, can come in brass and copper. That's a little sad for us that like copper and brass, but hey, it's a great tool, and I'll show you why. Here we go. Now, as you know, I like to have my stuff do multiple things, and what do I want in a multi-tool? I like to have a knife, scissors, pliers, file, bit driver, preferably like an interchangeable system like a Leatherman bit kit or the SOG's little thing up there in the plier heads, and a saw. Well, this really only checks off 2 of the boxes, knife and scissors. That's great though, because I'm one that is comfortable carrying multiple things on my person at any given time. I've usually got 2 multi-tools on the belt and a knife or 2 in the pocket. That's how I am, that's how I roll. Some of you just want the basic minimal, and this is basic minimal. Now, let's get into the tools. Let's close the knife blade so I don't hurt myself. The scissors. I will say right now that these scissors are not as good as Victorinox scissors in some ways. Now, size-wise, they are considerably bigger. There is more cutting area on the scissors compared to the Victorinox. That's a plus. The Victorinox scissors, let's do a cut test side by side. That cuts. It cuts paper. The Boker Atlas cuts paper quite well. There's no issues with that. It cuts paper. The scissors are like all scissors. There's stuff it cuts, there's stuff it doesn't. I don't care what sort of scissors you got. Even Victorinox scissors, there's some stuff that is just stubborn about cutting and won't want to cut. Some like AirPod stretchy stuff that you would use to connect your AirPods. Snip. Snip. That works. Where we get into the trouble here is I like leather crafting. I like stitching stuff. And let's go. It cut a little bit and then it starts binding, and the leather wants to get between the scissors. And it doesn't want to cut. Now, a pass or 2 and you've got it, and you can find like the sweet spot on the scissors and snip right through. But all in all, that doesn't cut too well. The Victorinox scissors cuts right through. So there is a difference between Victorinox and the Boker scissors. The reason for that, my theory, is the Victorinox scissors, when you look at them like this, focus, they curve over each other so that there's always a point of contact where the blades are overlapping and cutting. Like you can see a little bit of light through the middle when they're completely closed due to the curvature. And that makes a good cutting scissor. The Boker scissors, however, are absolutely parallel to each other. And that's not good. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. These are great scissors. Like heck, he even cuts fingernails quite well. Like, you know, I like to just do little trims there. See? Got that. So, like, you know, these are good snips. These are good paper scissors. They're not great leather scissors. Now let's see how they cut paracord. Yeah, not bad. They're scissors. And they got like this Wenger style torsion clip, unlike the Victorinox separate spring, which that's fine. I like it. There's no problems with that at all. Like those are good scissors, but like scissors, like all scissors, there's stuff that it does cut, stuff that it doesn't. Just be aware of that. On to the knife blade. Great knife blade. when I got mine was an almost mirror polish on the edge. And that presented a bit of a problem because the edge angle that the sharpened part is at was a little too steep, I think. And when I went to cut a rope, it would slip out. Like, it wouldn't even cut the rope. It would just, like, you bend the rope over, you put the knife in, it would want to slip out rather than through. But a few passes on a sharpening stone to roughen that edge up just a little bit and has improved the cutting phenomenally. So if you've got a sharpening stone and you're not afraid of messing up a knife blade, just do like 6 passes each side on a fine grit. Just roughen that up, mirror edge up a little bit. I think that made the knife blade perfect. Also, comparing sizes, that's the normal 91mm Victorinox blade. That is the boker blade. It is a little bit longer. It is also wider this way. And then looking at them like this, also considerably thicker, like a time and a half thicker. And like the Victorinox, this is UK legal. It's a slip joint. It has no liner lock. It is just a slip joint. And I think that makes it very fun and fidgety in some ways. Both tools, the scissors and the knife, are on their own separate back spring. And the frame of the tool is one piece of metal folded over. Quite neat. Riveted in a lot of places and screwed on the pivot for some reason. Don't know why they didn't just pin that. The pocket clip I do have a gripe with, and that is because while it's an almost deep carry clip, it really doesn't work that well because the screws there block the potential of the clip. You go to put the knife in your pocket, use this piece of leather for an example here. It goes on easy enough. The leather is kind of grabbing, but on jeans that slips on nice and easy. And the pants want to stop there. And it's hard to wedge the pants up past that. And I think I would have just rather had a not deep carry clip and not have the annoyance of just seeing the pants get stuck at the screws. Excuse me. The neat thing with this tool is that it has a quite large lanyard hole at the end. And depending on how you like to carry things, you could take a 9-ties clip. Most of the metal ones are big enough. The plastic ones I don't think are big enough, but the metal ones definitely big enough to just clip right in there, and then you can clip this to whatever you wanted. I think that's a wonderful thing about that right there is not enough. Show me a pocket knife that you can do that doesn't have like the split ring like the Victorinox, like having an integrated clip built into the knife that takes some sort of carabiner. No one does that. That's a plus. What do I rate this knife? I think this knife after the things that I've done is an 8 out of 10. It loses 2 points for the screws on the pocket clip. Boker, if you see this, you need to do something about that. That's annoying that I cannot seat this as deep as I want into my pants. The hems of the pockets of my jeans are too thick to slip in. And I've looked around at other jeans at Walmart and other stores, like, they're all thick. This isn't going to work. Either make the screws shallower or make the clip bump out a little bit more. Do something about that. And then the next gripe I have is the scissors. I think they're sharp enough, but I think the thing that needs to be fixed is to bend the scissors over each other like the Victorinox does, so that you have better contact when using the scissors. But those 2 gripes aside, this is a great tool. I have been carrying this in my pocket for a week now, using it daily. This thing is phenomenal. Like, I have enjoyed this carry. I do not regret this. For $32 that this thing is, I got this for $5 online. For the $32 brand new, this thing is phenomenal. Like, you can't go wrong. It gives you more than what you think. And if you've been looking into these, I highly suggest you get one. That's all for now. I'll see you again next time. Thank you.